get. This is just to test it out. Anyway, so the triangle, and decided to put, as I advise, or not advise, I don't advise, as I showed you in the course, as I normally do, I put two orders. So one buy stop, you can see it over here. So I'll just put a line through it. That's the buy stop, and the sell stop was over here. You can't see it on the chart because it's gone, but let's see what happens if I drag it on. So there's a sell stop, and we'll just delete that. That's where I put the sell stop, and you can see where I put it. So this vertical line, I'm gonna, oops, that's not a vertical line. I'm gonna fix this one up. This is an unplanned tutorial for this course, so excuse me if it's a bit ad hoc. Okay, so I've got the vertical line here, and let's make it a bit wider. Okay, so this is when I placed both the sell stop and buy stop. So I placed them at this point in time. It was, well, according to this server time. By the way, this broker doesn't have servers in Australia. It has servers in America. It's a whole different story. Anyway, so I placed the buy stop and sell stop over here. As you can see, like the triangle, it just works. It's two strong currency pairs at the moment. Something is going to happen, and it happened. And where did I place my take profit? You see this line over here? This is how I measured the base, just like we discussed in the course. So if I just move this back, just remember that where the take profit was hit. It was hit exactly at the top of this movement. How did I get the top of the movement? Well, look, this is how I got this line in the first place. I measured the base of my triangle, right? So somewhere like that. And then I placed it, so I thought, okay, maybe it won't shoot out right away. So from here, it won't shoot out like immediately. You'll probably shoot out in like a couple of bars at least. So then I put the line where I thought it would shoot out, right? And then I put the take profit just below half of the base. And that's exactly what we discussed in the course, that you place your take profit at around half the size of the base of the triangle. As you can see, it worked perfectly here. Like the take profit closed and then the price turned around. Well, if we look at the bars, there was a bit of a movement more upwards, right? But not that much more, and you don't want to run after these little things. And the other point is that it didn't go all the whole base of the triangle. It just went past half the base and then turned around. And so yeah, that's the triangle pattern. What else did I do today? There was a good trade over here somewhere. This one, no, it was on, give me a second. It was, see, I've even got comments here. Test 02, test 05. Was it the Euro franc? No, it was the British Canadian. There we go. So here was a good trade. So what can we see here? I'm gonna just switch this grid off so you can see more. Okay. So here what happened was, I don't usually trade against the trend, right? But what you could see here was a strong trend all the way. And then as I opened the chart, I could see this candle forming. So this is something we haven't discussed in the course, but you know, it's another thing. You see this candle shooting upwards very quickly. So that's the point, that I saw it form extremely quickly. It was like, it just went like bam, very fast upwards. What happens in these situations, if it's not some news or something that's forcing the market to go, and it's going to keep going that way, if it's just like a spontaneous, maybe a session opened, or you know, a company announced or a bank is having like not a major but a minor intervention, or something is happening in the world, some geodemographical cataclysm or something happened very quickly, but it's not major, right? So I didn't hear anything on the news. I know it's not a Friday, so I don't think that there's something major going on. What usually happens after that is the currency retraces a little bit. So people go in, and then what happens, people see this movement, it's going fast. If I put the tick volume back on here, you see the tick volume here. In Forex, tick volume is basically, it's not the same as volume on the stock market or anything. It's just how many ticks there were in this bar, like how many times did the price change in this bar. And so